In this video, I'll show that how can automate organic video advertisement in social media for your products through an AI system. So let me start with by giving you the breakdown how this AI system really works. At first, you have to upload an image of your selected product, and then you have to provide a prompt like how you want the video, and then this AI system will take over everything. So basically we're using N10 for the AI system setup. So this is exactly the AI system. So what this AI system will do, it will do tons of processing, and then it will generate a 10-second video based on your prompt for your exact product. And then it will upload that 10-second video to all of the most used 8 social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X or formerly Twitter, then TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Threads, and all the things will happen in autopilot. And by the way, here you can customize that where you want to upload and where you don't, so no worries for that. So right now I'll show you the thing in live. What you have to do is only I have to open the front end of the AI system, and for that I actually added the front end as a shortcut in my Chrome browser. And you can actually open the front end or the form in your mobile phone, in your tablet, in your computer. So all I have to do, I have to just open the form like this, and as I said at the first, I have to give the product image. So let me give the product image. I just go with choose file, and I just go with this sneakers image. Then I just go with open, and here I have to give the prompt like how I want the video. So I just go with this prompt. Here I have to actually give the purchase link. For example, like if I have a website for the product where I kind of like listed the product and my audiences can buy that product, I'll kind of like give that link in here. And that thing is actually optional because some people, they actually sell the products or they kind of like advertise their products on social media and they don't have any website. And other people, they have a website, and what they do, they kind of like push the audiences to their website so that the people can actually buy that product directly from the website. So that's why I actually made the thing optional for both of the users. So in this case, just assume that I have the website and that's the product I'm selling through the website. So what I have to do, I kind of like only need the URL like this, and then I'll put this thing in the place of purchase link like this. That's it. And then I just go with go. And right now this AI system will do the things that I said to you. It will do all of the processing. It will also generate the captions for all of the social media platforms. It will generate the 10-second video as I said, and based on the stuffs, it will actually upload that to all the social media platforms that I selected. So as you can see that it's showing me that the upload has been done. So it's mean it uploaded the generated video for the exact product to all of the social media platforms. So let me start with Facebook to see that is it done its work or not. So you can see that that's my Facebook page. If I drag down a little bit, here you can see just recently a video has been uploaded with a caption, and you can see that that's actually the purchase link that I actually given. If I click that, I can actually go to the link or to the website why the product really is. That's really cool, right? And let me show you the video, which is really cool. So as you can see, a person kind of like, you know, giving a rank walk, and that's really cool. Like, you know, as like my prompt and for the exact product, it's kind of like giving the video. Okay, and as you can see, it's kind of like a 10-second video as I said to you. So right now let me go to the TikTok, and as you can see, it's also uploaded the video in the TikTok. And if I go to my Instagram page, as you can see, it's also uploaded the same video in my Instagram, but with different captions, by the way. And if I go to my YouTube, as you can see, there's the video in here. If I just go to my Pinterest, as you can see, there's the video. If I go to my LinkedIn, you can see there's the video, which is really cool. And also in the Threads, you can see that there's the video, and like this, it's kind of like uploaded the video to all the social media platforms. And the main thing is like the captions are different, and for like each social media platforms, the different captions really works. So that's why it actually generated different captions. So the main thing right now, how I did that. Okay, all of the things you just saw, for those things this AI automation is responsible. Basically I made this AI automation inside N10, and N10, it's a AI agent building framework, and where you can kind of like make your own AI agents or automations without having any kind of strong coding knowledge. So if you didn't use the N10 yet, if you don't have much experience on N10, so I believe that like it will be a little bit hard for you to actually make this AI automation system. So for that, I actually made the thing so much easy. So I had given the link of my community in the description. So if you're a community member, that's great, and if you're not a community member, join in the community. And after that, what you have to do, you have to just go in the classroom section, and in the classroom you'll get the access of hundreds of different AI agents. Okay, and for today's video, what you have to do is you have to go in the lesson number 63, which is this one, and then you will actually get all the documentation, the things, okay, what do you want to know about this AI system. And the best part, if you actually kind of like go at the down in the resources section, and you can see you can actually download the AI system. That's really great. So if you just click that, then all I have to do, just go with the download. And after that, you have to come to N10, and if you never used N10 before, obviously you have to create an account, and then just go with this section, create workflow, and then a new workflow will be came up in front of you. So before importing the workflow that you actually got it from the Hello AI community, you have to just go in the plus option and just search for upload post. Okay, and then click in the upload post and make sure that it is installed in your N10. Okay, otherwise it kind of like show you some errors, because like our AI system is related with this exact node. Okay, and yeah, in this case you can see that like it's actually installed. And after installing this node in your N10, you have to just go in these three dots and just go with import from file. Okay, and then you have to just select the workflow that you downloaded from the Hello AI community, and in this case, which is this one, and then just go with open, and you can see that everything is in here in front of you. That's really great, right? And from here you have to just set up little bit things, and then you're ready to go. So the first thing what you have to do is you have to just go with kind of like go with save, so that like if anything happens, you don't lose anything. The first thing is you have to set up the Cloudinary. Okay, so by the way, kind of like using the Cloudinary so that we can actually upload the image that you actually give in this case the product image to a server. Okay, and for that, just kind of like go here, Cloudinary. By the way, Cloudinary is free. You don't have to just go with the paid plans. In this case, free plan is like okay for us, and I had given the link of the Cloudinary in the description, so no worries. Only have to just kind of like follow the description, the link, and you kind of like come here. Okay, and yeah, if you're just using the Cloudinary for the first time, obviously you have to just kind of like sign up that. Okay, and after that, just go in the setting option. Okay, and then just go in the API keys, and here you have to just kind of like just get something, and then you have to add that to that N10 workflow. Okay, the first thing we kind of like need, if you just kind of like click that thing, Cloudinary setup. Okay, and here you can see we kind of like give three things. At the first, we need the cloud name. Okay, as you can see, it's kind of like saying that put your cloud name in here. How can you actually get that? If you came in the cloud name, you can see there's something called cloud name, which is this one. In my case, this is the cloud name, so all I have to do, I have to just copy that cloud name like this. Okay, make sure you only just kind of like copying the cloud name, and then came in the place of your N10 workflow, and in the place of this section, just paste the cloud name like this. And then the second thing in here, we kind of like saying that put your upload preset name. Okay, so as you understand that like we have to kind of like provide the upload preset name. How can I actually get that? Again, came in the same place of the Cloudinary, then you can see that there's a section called upload. Click that, and then you have to just go with add upload preset, and here just give a name. Okay, and it can be anything, just make sure that the name is longer than 6 characters, and then in the place of signing mode, make sure that that's unsigned. Okay, that's only two things you have to just go with, then go with save. Okay, in my case, as you can see, I have like tons of upload presets, so what I do, I just kind of like copy the upload preset name like this, copy it, and then came here, and then in the place of upload preset name, I will kind of like put the upload preset like paste. That's it. And the last, I have to give the API key of the Cloudinary. Again, that's very easy. All I have to do, just come in the place of Cloudinary again, and then go in the place of API keys, and here you can see you can actually kind of like generate a new API key. Just go with generate new API key, and you can see that they kind of like send you a email confirmation code. Okay, all I have to do, you have to give the email confirmation code, and the API key will be just shown to you. Okay, and you kind of like copy the API key, and again came in the place of Cloudinary setup, and in the place of API key, for it saying that put your API key, just delete that and paste the API key. And after that, what you have to do is you have to again go with save. make sure that you save that, otherwise you'll kind of like lose everything. Okay, the next thing you have to do is you have to add the open router in here. So basically we actually using open router, which is an AI model marketplace, and from there you can kind of like get access to all the AI models. And why we're using AI model in here, we're kind of like using AI model as like the brain of the AI agents, because like AI agent needs AI models. And what are the AI models? Like you can think of, Chat GPT, this is an AI model, DeepSeek, Gemini, these are the AI models. So that's why you kind of like using open router, so that we can actually get access to all of the AI models at once. So for that, what you have to do, you have to kind of like go here again, open router. I had given the link in the description, so yeah, go in the open router. Okay, and there at the first you have to like create an account, and after the sign up, go to your profile and then just go with keys option, and here you can see you can actually create a API key. Okay, before creating the API key, go to your annotate and then open the AI model section like this. And here you can see that you only have to just kind of like add your open router account. Just go with create new credential, and you can see you have to provide the API key of your open router account. Okay, and again just came in the place of open router, and here just go with create API key, give a name. I just go with test1, and then in the place of create, just go with create. Make sure the rest of the things is empty, it really doesn't matter. Okay, and after that a new API key will be created. Copy the API key, okay, and then came in the place of annotate and then paste the API key. That's very easy, and then just go with save. And that's how you can actually add your open router account with annotate. So when you kind of like create API key and actually use that in a platform like annotate or somewhere like this, you kind of like using the AI models of the open router. And in that case, you obviously need some balance in open router, and for that you have to buy some credits inside open router. And for that, kind of like go in the place of credits, and you can see that in that place you kind of like add some credits, and based on that you kind of like use the AI model from open router. Okay, and yeah, that's the thing really is. So you can see that in the place of model we are using OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini, and from here you can actually select that which model you really like. You can see there are like almost more than 50 AI models, or maybe more than that, from Grok to Queen to Cloud. All the AI models are in here. Only have to just select that which model you really like, and based on that this will work on that AI model. Okay, so then what you have to do is you have to go in the place of Seedream 4.0. Okay, so we are using the Seedream 4.0 so that we can actually kind of like generate an image. So basically we actually giving the image, and right now we have to convert the image to a new image, because like we can actually use the generated image, and then we can actually generate a new video from the generated image. Okay, for that we are using the Seedream 4.0. And how can I actually add a Seedream 4.0? It's very easy. All you have to do is you have to just come here in the place of Kai AI, which is another AI platform. I've given the link in the description, and then go to your profile and then just go with marketplace, and here just go in the API keys. And again, like the open router, here you have to just kind of like create the API key. Just go with create API key, and a new API key will be created. Okay, and before creating the API key, all I have to do is you have to come here and open the Seedream 4.0, and here you can see we kind of like added the Kai AI, and it will be not in your case. What you have to do, just kind of like go with create new credential, and in the place of name you have to just write something authorization in this way, and then in the place of value you have to just go with the expiration and then write something BRR. Okay, and then give a space, and here you have to actually paste the API key that you created in the place of Kai AI. So in that case, only for the testing purposes, I'll show you how to do that. Just go with create API key and then just give a name. I just go with test1. Okay, and then just go with create, and that's how I kind of like creating API key. And then just kind of like go with copy. Okay, and then I'll go to my workflow, and then as I said, after the BRO there will be a space, and then paste the API key like this. And after giving the API key, you have to just come here and give a name something like Kai AI, so that what's gonna happen in future, if you use Kai AI again, you can actually recall that. That's very easy. And then just go with save. Okay, that's how you kind of like add Kai AI. In this case I'm not saving because I already added my Kai AI account with this annotate, so that's why. Okay, as you can see, it's kind of like everything in here. And then we have to go with the next option, which is again the video generation. And here we are using the Kling 2.5, which is a text to video generation model. And also we can kind of like generate video from text, but we are not doing that. We are generating the video from the generated image. so that's why kind of like using that. Okay, so all you have to do is just kind of like click in the link 2.5, and here you have to recall the Kai AI. Okay, you have to just kind of like select the Kai AI. That's it, because you already added the Kai AI in the place of Seedream 4.0 just before, so that's why you don't have to do the same type or the same things in here. Okay, and again, make sure that you added the open router in this case. Okay, if you just kind of like double click that, that's added. And the last, you have to add the upload post node in here, and remember that you actually added the upload post at the first before importing this workflow inside N10. So right now we have to set up that. That's very easy. All you have to do is you have to cam in the place of upload post. Again, I had given the link in the description of the upload post account. So when you kind of like cam here, obviously you have to just kind of like create an account, and then you will cam in this place. Okay, and here we have to just set up a little bit. That's very easy. So what you have to do, you at the first you have to kind of like cam here in the place of API keys, and here you have to create an API key. Okay, and after creating the API key, you can actually see the API key in this place. Just copy the API key, that's it, and then cam here, and then open the upload post node like this, and then go here at the place of credential and just go with create new credential, and here in the place of API key, all you have to do, you have to just paste the API key that you copied from your upload post account, then just go with save. That's very easy, right? And after that, what you have to do is you have to cam here in the place of user identifier. As you can see, it's kind of like showing me in red icon that I have to select the user identifier, so I can actually add that. That's very easy. Just cam here in the place of upload post, then just go here in the place of users, and here you can see we kind of like add a user. So for that, cam in the place of add new profile, and just give a name. For example, like I just kind of like go with Kamal, something like this, and then just go with add profile. So you can see a new profile has been added, which name is Kamal. And here, if I want to add like Instagram, all I have to just kind of like select the Instagram, and I have to give the password of my Instagram. That's it. And if you can see that like I can actually kind of like get access to all of the 8 most used social media platforms. That's very easy. So let me kind of like show you how I can actually kind of like add a social media platform. If I just kind of like go with my Instagram, so you can see it's kind of like showing. If we just kind of like go with allow, and that's it, the Instagram has been added. So that's the same way I can actually add all of my social media platforms. So here you only have to add the social media platforms that you want to use or that you want to automate. So if you want to automate all of your social media platforms, you have to just add all of the social media platforms in here. And if you don't want to just kind of like select specific platforms, then only add those selected platforms. I hope like you understand what I'm saying. And after that, what you have to do is why you added, or like in which profile you actually added all the social media platforms. In my case, in Rakin, I actually added all the social media platforms. So what I'll do, I'll kind of like cam in the place of my N10, and in the place of user identifier, I'll only select the name, which is this one. In this case, you can see in Rakin, I actually added these social media platforms. So that's why selecting this user. That's very easy, right? Okay, so you can see that I actually added all the platforms in here. And as I said, you like maybe you are not like you don't want to just add all the social media platforms, and you want to just kind of like customize that. For example, like if you don't want to automate your Twitter, all you have to do, just delete the Twitter like this. And yeah, the same way, if you don't want to just add the threads, just kind of like delete the threads like this. So that's how you kind of like delete the stuffs that you don't need. Here, if you want to also automate the Facebook and Pinterest for these 2 specific platforms, you have to just do something little extra. So kind of like came here down in the place of Facebook page name or ID, you have to actually select the Facebook pages. So in my case, this is my page, so that's why I kind of like select that. So why kind of like doing that, like in our case, like maybe there are like multiple Facebook pages. So in this case, you have to actually select the specific page, in this case where you want to upload. And for the Pinterest, as you know that like in Pinterest they are like boards, okay, and you also have to kind of like select the board, like where you want to upload that in your Pinterest. So here kind of like select the Pinterest board. I just kind of like go with that. And if you're not just kind of like using the Pinterest or Facebook in this case, you don't have to go with this process. You're ready to go. Okay, so that's how we kind of like doing the things, and then just go with save. And that's how you can actually set up this AI automation system. And if you're a community member, if you face any problems, you can actually just kind of like contact with me inside the community. All you have to do is you have to kind of like use the chat box. You can actually give the screenshot like where you kind of like facing the problem, and I will kind of like give you the solution what you have to do. That's really cool. And after every stuff, if you think everything is okay, all you have to do is you have to just go with from inactivated to activated, so that you can actually use this AI system from anywhere, from your mobile phone, from your laptop, just everything. Like, okay, so just go with activated and then see that is it activated or not, and then just go here in the place of input, just double click that, and then just go in the place of production URL. Okay, and then when you kind of like click the production URL, you can see that my production URL is copied, and through this URL I can actually get access to my AI system. And like the intro, I only have to just give the product image, the prompt, and if I have the purchase link, which is actually optional, I have to give that, and then a new video will be generated and it will be uploaded to all of my social media platforms. Okay, and also you can actually add as a shortcut, as I showed you like this. All you have to do is kind of like go with add shortcut here, kind of like give a name, for example like ads, in the place of URL like go with paste, like giving the production URL, and then just go with done. And again, if you kind of like click that, this thing will just come up in front of you. And now I'll describe you that how I build this AI system. If you have knowledge on N10 and you can actually build this AI system from the scratch, so this part is only for you. So what I have to do is, like at the first, as you saw that I kind of like added a N10 form which I renamed as input. So if you kind of like open that, as you know that we kind of like getting 3 inputs. The first thing, it actually the product image, and as you saw that we kind of like getting the product image through a file type. And then the second thing, we kind of like getting the prompt, which is this one. And the third thing, we're getting the purchase link, and I made the purchase link is not required because as you know that it's kind of like optional thing. And then I added a setup node in here, and which is actually the Cloudinary setup. If I kind of like open that, you can see that in that place you have to actually give the 3 things: the cloud name, the upload preset name, and the API key. And the last thing, it actually just kind of like the image, which will be the binary data. And here you have to map the binary name that is actually containing the image, in this case which is this one. Okay, and then it's kind of like giving these things, and then we kind of like mapping this thing inside a HTTP node, and through that we kind of like getting the access of the Cloudinary. And here you can see there's the post method. In the place of URL, all I did is I kind of like given the cloud name in here, and then if I kind of like go in the send headers, in this case I'm kind of like going with the API key. So here you can see that we kind of like giving the API key like this, and then we kind of like going with the send body, and in the place of parameter type form data, in here you have to actually map the upload preset name, which is actually this one. And then at the last, the parameter type will be N10 binary file, and here you have to actually give the name which is containing the binary file, which is this one, image. Okay, and then what's gonna happen, you kind of like upload the image to Cloudinary, and it will give you a URL, which is this one. And if I go to the URL, you can see that my image right now in a server, which is this one. Okay, that's really cool. And then we kind of like generating a prompt, and I just added a AI agent, and this AI agent, we actually kind of like giving the text, which is actually the prompt that the user is giving, or like you is giving right now. So then in the place of system message, I actually just kind of like define everything what the AI agent have to do. You can see that there's a system message really is. So basically this AI agent only have to generate the image prompt and also the video prompt, and I actually kind of like go with the record specific format. And in the place of structure output parser, I kind of like added the code that based on that it's kind of like giving the image prompt and the video prompt, and that's the JSON code really is. And I actually using a AI model which is OpenRouter. So instead of using OpenRouter, you can actually use Gemini directly, or just OpenAI. But if you want to use all the AI models at once, then just go with OpenRouter. Okay, and then we kind of like using the Seedream 4.0, and in this case you can actually also use the Nano Banana, but I found that like if you use the Seedream 4.0, the image quality will be better, because we actually need a very good quality specific image, and based on the image we'll actually generate a new video. So what I'm doing in here, I'm actually using Kai AI in this case. So what I have to do, just kind of like go to Kai AI, and then just go with AI image API. Then you can see that we kind of like go with the Seedream API, open that Seedream API, and you can see that like all the stuffs in here. Just go with Seedream just before edit, which is this one. And if you kind of like go in the place of API, you can actually see all the documentation, like what you have to do and how you can actually set up that inside a HTTP node, or like if you're kind of like doing a coding stuffs, how you can actually add that. Everything is in here. Okay, and based on that I kind of like added that in my HTTP node. Okay, so if I kind of like open that, you can see that we're kind of like going post method, and that's the URL, and I just show that we kind of like adding the Kai AI, and this is the exact JSON code we're actually using. And you can see that that's the prompt we're giving, which is the image
prompt, and in the place of image URL we're actually giving the URL that we're getting from the Cloudinary, which is the the Cloudinary URL. So based on that, it kind of like get the access to this exact image as a reference file. Okay, in the right side you can see that how it look like, and we kind of like need a portrait image, so that's why kind of like giving a portrait ratio, which is 6:9. Okay, that's really cool. And then we kind of like going with generation check, which is a if node, that like, so if it kind of like gave me a success message, then it will have to go with the rest of the process. And if it shows me something like not success or something like failed, obviously there's some problem in my Kai AI. So in that case, it will kind of like give me another form that the image generation has been failed. So that's why I just added that. Okay, so in this case, I just saw that like it kind of like giving me the success message. So at first I have to wait a little bit, because obviously for any process, like if it's like a image generation or like video generation, we have to wait a little bit. So that's why I just added a wait node. And in the wait node, what I did in here, I kind of like waited here for 20 seconds, and I just saw that it kind of like used that for two times. So it's mean it will just waiting for like 40 seconds only for the image generation. And it really doesn't matter, because everything is just happening in the backend. So only have to just kind of give the input, and that's it. You forget, it will just kind of like do the task, right? So you can see that like the next thing, we're actually going with the get the image URL. Again, we are using an HTTP node. So if we kind of like open that, so we kind of like go in the get method and throw that HTTP node through this URL. We kind of like getting that is the image generation has been done or not. So if the image generation has been done, so the rel.json will be containing the generated image URL, which is this one. If I kind of like go to that exit image, you can see that that's the image, and that's the generated image. You can think of like that's the first frame of the video, and based on that, the Kling 2.5 will generate the video. And right now what we'll do is we'll give this generated image to Kling 2.5 so that it can start its work to generate the video. And for that, we have to just go in the next process. And then in this case, I'm using a if node, because like we actually just kind of like go with that, like is it kind of like giving me the generated image or not. So you can think of like again a generation check. So if you kind of like open that, you can see if the rel.json is empty, then you have to go in the false node, and if it's not empty, it's mean the generation has been completed. So you have, in this case, you have to go with the true branch. So in the place of true branch, what I did, I actually added a code node, which is a code in JavaScript. So if I kind of like open that, you can see that that's the code exactly I'm using. And in this case, you can see the rel.json is very messy. So we actually need the proper URL, which is this one. So that's why I kind of like use this final image, or you can think of like the JavaScript simple code. Okay, and you can see that's the output really is. And right now we actually kind of like give that exact image URL to Kling 2.5. okay, and again for that Kling 2.5, you're using here Kai AI, as you saw that like. Okay, so through an HTTP node, we kind of like getting the access. So you can see all the things are very same. Again, we are using the Kai AI, only the difference in the place of JSON. So if you kind of like open that, you can see in the place of model, we're actually kind of like getting the access of Kling v2.5 Tarvo image to video pro. Okay, and in the place of prompt, you have to actually kind of like give the prompt from the AI agent, because through the AI agent we're getting the video prompt and also the image prompt. And then in the place of image URL, you have to actually give the generated image that we are getting from the Seedream 4.0, or in this case, you can think that like we're actually getting the image URL from the final image or through the JavaScript code. Okay, and in the place of duration, you can actually go with two duration types, like 5 second or 10 second. And yeah, that's all the things. Okay, and you can see in the right side how it looks like, and how you can set up that. That's very easy. Again, came in the place of Kai AI, then just go with AI video API, and then go with Kling 2.5. And when you kind of like open the Kling 2.5, you can actually see everything in here. And then you have to kind of like go with this option, v2.5 Tarvo image to video pro, and then just go with API, and you can see that everything about the documentation, like how you can actually add that in HTTP node, or like again, if you want to just kind of like add that in a code, something like this. Okay, so based on that, you can actually add that in this section. Okay, and again, the same process we're actually using like the image generation, because we're actually using the same platform Kai AI, so that we kind of like going with the same process. So what we're doing here, again, we're kind of like going a generation check, and then we are using the waiting node. And again, in the place of waiting node, we're kind of like going with the 20 seconds, and you can see that it's kind of like waiting here for 20 into 7. It's been like 140 seconds, and because like obviously the video generation takes a little bit time, so that's why it's kind of like waiting here for 140 seconds.
and after done, it kind of like go with the final video. As like the same process, we're actually getting the final video URL, which is this one. And if I kind of like go with this video URL, I can actually see the video. So that's really cool. Like it's kind of like generated the 10-second video, and that was really cool. So basically everything depends on the video prompt, how your video prompt really is. Based on that, this AI agent or this AI automation system will generate you the video, which is obviously in 10 seconds. And the last part is we have to actually upload that to all the social media platforms, or like in your case, your specific social media platforms. But before that, we actually need the captions. Like obviously for each of the social media platforms, the caption have to be different. So for that, I'm actually using here again an AI agent, and in this case you can see I'm actually kind of like giving the same text, which is the prompt that I'm giving or the user is giving. And in the place of system message, I actually just given something like this, and also I kind of like given the purchase link. And here I say that like if the purchase link is not blank, then add the purchase link, and if the purchase is blank, means the user is not actually using purchase link. The purchase link in this case optional. Okay, in this place don't have to add the purchase link. And based on that, guess what, it kind of like giving me the output. Again, we actually using an output cursor. So based on that, it kind of like giving a structure output. So that's the Facebook caption, Instagram caption, and YouTube caption, TikTok caption, LinkedIn caption, Thread caption, Pinterest caption, Reddit caption, and also the extra from my Twitter caption. Okay, all of the captions in here, you can see that these are exactly suitable for all of the social media platforms. That's really cool. Okay, and right now the main thing, the upload to a video, which in this case I'm actually using uploadpost.com or something like this. And yeah, as I showed you, like how you can just set up that, and based on that, you only have to do is you have to actually select the platform. In this case, I just saw I only just selected Facebook, so that's why you kind of like seeing the Facebook. And what you have to do, you have to just kind of like give the title in here. So if you kind of like give the title like this, you can actually give that, and in the place of Facebook title, give the Facebook title. For example, like if you also want to just add the Instagram, select Instagram like this, and the Instagram will be added. And in the place of Instagram title, give the Instagram caption. Okay, so in the same way, you have to kind of like do the rest of the social media platforms. Those are very easy. And if you kind of like go down in the place of Instagram media tab, I just kind of like go with reels, because I want to just upload that as a reel. So basically you only have to just kind of like select some stuff, and then you're ready to go. And after uploading the video to all of your social media platforms, it will say you that status is completed. Obviously it will take a little bit time, but it doesn't take so much time. Okay, and again, everything is automated, so why you have to worry, right? And yeah, the last thing is, like I didn't show you that in the place of video URL, you have to actually kind of like give the video URL, which is this one. Okay, the video file URL, you have to actually map the video URL. Again, you can actually find that in the place of final video, and you only have to actually give that thing in here, and cause this thing actually containing the final video. And the last, I'm actually using an end form node, and which will just kind of like came up in front of you, that by saying that the upload has been done and the generated video of your product has been uploaded to all of your social media platforms successfully. So that's all of the things, you know. And by this AI system, and maybe you just kind of like, you know, going to sleep, or just kind of like you just wake up, you just open your phone, then you just kind of like open the form like the way I just showed you. You only have to give the product image, the prompt, how you want the video, and if you have the website where you listed the product, you only have to give the purchase link, and that's it. It will just do the things for yourself, which is really cool, really easy. And not only just it's helpful for the people who kind of like doing their businesses, also it will be really great service for the people if you're really a service provider, or like you kind of like want to start a business where you want to just, you know, kind of like sell some services, and you can actually sell this specific automation to many people, and people will really pay you a very good amount of money, believe me. Okay, so all the things are in here. I hope like this video helped you. And if you need any specific help on this AI system, on this specific AI system, or like the AI system I just built, okay, you can actually get that from the Hello AI community, where you can actually communicate with me. Okay, the link of this community has been given in the description, so yeah, join now. And yeah, that's it guys, the link has been given in the description. See ya. And if you're new in this channel, not forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, that's it. Have a nice day. Peace.